The arrival. Grandma's house always had a comforting warmth about it, but when I returned after years away, something felt different. It was subtle at first, like a faint chill in the air that whispered of unseen presences. Grandma greeted me with a smile, but her eyes held a hint of unease. That night, as I settled into the guest room, I heard strange noises, soft footsteps in the hallway, faint whispers that seemed to come from nowhere. I dismissed them as the house settled, but unease lingered. Grandma insisted it was just the old pipes. Over tea, Grandma finally opened up. She spoke of strange occurrences since Grandpa's passing, things moving on their own, lights flickering. She believed it was his spirit lingering, unable to move on. I listened, trying to rationalize it, but a part of me feared it was something more. One night, I woke to a figure standing at the foot of my bed, Grandpa's silhouette, translucent and watching. Fear clenched my chest as he vanished into thin air. I questioned my sanity until Grandma confirmed similar sightings. Grandpa's presence grew stronger, but his intentions remained unclear. Desperate for answers, we consulted a medium. The seance brought forth voices, echoes of past regrets and unfinished business. Grandpa's spirit was restless, seeking closure for secrets buried long ago. The medium warned of darker entities drawn to unresolved emotions. During the seance, a malevolent force made its presence known. It spoke through the medium with a voice dripping with malice, taunting us with secrets it claimed Grandpa harbored. Grandma grew pale, clutching her rosary, sensing danger lurking in the shadows. After the seance, the house felt charged with tension. Shadows moved with purpose, whispers grew into murmurs that echoed through empty rooms. Grandma's health declined as sleep eluded her, haunted by nightmares of Grandpa's tormented spirit. In Grandma's attic, I discovered Grandpa's old journal hidden beneath dusty boxes. Its pages spoke of forbidden rituals and deals made in desperation. Grandpa had dabbled in dark arts to save Grandma from illness, but the consequences had been dire, a pact with a sinister entity. The journal revealed Grandpa's deal, his soul in exchange for Grandma's life. The entity had claimed its due, but Grandpa's spirit lingered, tormented by guilt and regret. I understood now why his presence had grown so restless, and why the darkness lingered. Armed with knowledge, we sought ways to protect Grandma from the entity's grasp. We performed rituals, blessed the house with holy water, and placed talismans at every threshold. The nights grew quieter, but shadows still whispered threats from the corners. During a stormy night, the entity manifested with fury. It tore through our defenses, hurling objects and shattering windows. Grandma stood defiant, invoking prayers of protection. With every chant, the entity weakened, its grip loosening on our reality. As the storm subsided, Grandpa's spirit appeared, his eyes filled with sorrow and remorse. He confessed his pact with the entity, driven by love and desperation. Grandma forgave him, offering solace in her embrace. With tears, he bid us farewell, finally finding peace. With Grandpa's spirit at rest, we cleansed the house of residual darkness. The entity's presence faded, leaving behind a sense of tranquility. Grandma's health improved, her laughter echoing through the halls once more. Grandma and I shared stories by the fireside, reminiscing about Grandpa's life and the lessons learned. His journal became a warning, a testament to the dangers of meddling with forces beyond comprehension. Years later, I returned to Grandma's house, now a place of fond memories. The spirit of Grandpa watched over us from a photograph on the mantel, a guardian in the afterlife. His presence brought comfort, a reminder that love transcends even death. When Grandma's time came, she passed peacefully in her sleep. I felt Grandpa's spirit beside her, guiding her into the light. Their love endured, a beacon of hope in a world touched by the paranormal. With Grandma's passing, the house was sold, its halls filled with echoes of laughter and love. I kept Grandpa's journal as a reminder of our shared journey, its pages a testament to the power of forgiveness and redemption. Life moved on, but I carried the lessons learned from Grandma's haunted house. I became a paranormal investigator, helping others find closure and peace amidst the unexplained. Grandpa's spirit guided me, a silent mentor in the shadows. In dreams, I visited Grandma and Grandpa in their eternal home. They smiled, surrounded by light and warmth. Together, we watched over those left behind, offering comfort and protection from beyond. As I write this, I feel their presence, a whisper in the wind. Grandma and Grandpa's love transcends time and space, a testament to the enduring power of family bonds. In their legacy, I find solace, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, light will always prevail. The gathering. It was a crisp autumn evening when we gathered at Grandma's old farmhouse. The air carried the scent of burning leaves and nostalgia. Grandma, with her warm smile and twinkling eyes, welcomed us all with open arms. Little did I know, this would be a gathering etched into my memory forever. While exploring Grandma's attic, I stumbled upon a dusty old box of photographs. Among them were faded pictures of relatives long gone, their faces etched with stories of times past. But one photo caught my eye, a group of children, their expressions solemn, standing before a gnarled oak tree. Curious, I asked Grandma about the photograph. Her eyes grew distant as she recounted a chilling tale from her childhood. The children in the photo had vanished without a trace one foggy night. Locals whispered of paranormal activity, blaming the old oak tree for their mysterious disappearance. That night, I couldn't shake the feeling of unease. The old oak tree loomed outside my window, its branches casting eerie shadows in the moonlight. I heard whispers carried on the wind, faint voices pleading for help. Sleep eluded me as the night grew colder and the whispers grew louder. In the days that followed, I began hearing voices, faint whispers that echoed through the farmhouse. They spoke in hushed tones, their words indistinct yet filled with urgency. Grandma seemed unfazed, dismissing my concerns as an overactive imagination. But I knew something was amiss. One evening, while alone in Grandma's kitchen, I felt a chilling presence behind me. The air grew icy cold, and a shiver ran down my spine. I turned to see a faint figure, a child with hollow eyes and a tattered dress, staring at me with an expression of sorrow. Before I could react, it vanished. The farmhouse became a labyrinth of paranormal activity. Objects moved on their own, doors slammed shut inexplicably, and eerie laughter echoed through empty rooms. Grandma remained oblivious, immersed in her routines, while I struggled to unravel the mystery haunting our family. Driven by desperation, I delved into Grandma's old journals and family records. I uncovered stories of past tragedies, accidents, illnesses, and unexplained deaths. But one name stood out, a distant relative who had dabbled in the occult, rumored to have summoned spirits from beyond the grave. I sought the help of a local medium, Rachel, hoping to communicate with the restless spirits. Together, we conducted a séance in Grandma's parlor, surrounded by flickering candles and ancient symbols. The air grew thick with anticipation as Rachel called upon the spirits to reveal themselves. During the séance, the farmhouse trembled with spectral energy. Shadows danced along the walls, and cold gusts of wind swept through the room. Rachel's voice quivered as she channeled the spirits, their presence palpable and unsettling. They spoke of unfinished business and restless souls. Through Rachel's guidance, we uncovered a dark secret buried within Grandma's past. Decades ago, she had encountered a malevolent spirit, a child who had perished tragically near the old oak tree. The spirit blamed Grandma for its death, seeking revenge for a life cut short. Armed with newfound knowledge, I confronted Grandma about the spirit's presence. She listened in silence, tears welling in her eyes. She confessed to a childhood accident that had haunted her for years, a moment of careless play that had led to a tragic outcome. Together, Grandma and I devised a plan to appease the vengeful spirit. We visited the old oak tree, offering prayers and heartfelt apologies. The air grew still, and I felt a sense of peace wash over me. The spirit's presence faded, and its anger was finally laid to rest. With Rachel's guidance, we performed rituals to cleanse the farmhouse of lingering spirits. We burned sage and sprinkled salt across thresholds, sealing off portals to the supernatural. The farmhouse grew lighter, its atmosphere returning to a semblance of normalcy. As the days passed, Grandma's spirits lifted. The farmhouse echoed with laughter and the aroma of freshly baked pies. The voices and shadows ceased their haunting, leaving behind a sense of closure and renewal. Grandma thanked me with a smile, her eyes filled with gratitude and relief. Grandma shared stories of our family's resilience in the face of adversity. She spoke of love, loss, and the strength to overcome life's challenges. I listened, grateful for the bond we had forged through our shared ordeal with the supernatural. Years later, I returned to Grandma's farmhouse with my children. We gathered around the hearth, sharing tales of the past and honoring those who had come before us. The old oak tree stood sentinel outside, its branches whispering secrets of generations gone by. The farmhouse remained a haven of warmth and love, its walls echoing with the laughter of grandchildren and great-grandchildren. We honored Grandma's memory, keeping alive her legacy of resilience and faith in the face of the unknown. Looking back, I realized how our journey through the paranormal had strengthened our family bonds. We had faced fear and uncertainty together, emerging stronger and wiser. Grandma's presence lingered in every corner of the farmhouse, a guardian spirit watching over us. As I stood beneath the old oak tree one last time, I felt a gentle breeze brush against my cheek. Grandma's spirit seemed to surround me, her love a beacon of eternal light. I smiled, knowing that our journey through the paranormal had brought us closer together, forever bound by our shared experiences. The visit. It had been years since I last visited Grandma's old house in the countryside. The memories flooded back as I parked my car in front of the weather-beaten porch. The house looked unchanged, frozen in time. But something felt different, an uneasy tension in the air that sent shivers down my spine. Grandma greeted me with a warm smile, her eyes twinkling with joy. But as we sat down for tea, she grew solemn. "There are things you should know about this house," she said in a hushed tone. "Strange things happen here, things that can't be explained." That night, I lay awake in the guest room, unable to shake Grandma's words from my mind. The house creaked and groaned, settling into the silence of the night. Shadows danced on the walls, taking on sinister shapes. I felt a presence watching me, unseen but palpable. Curiosity drove me to explore Grandma's attic the next day. Among dusty boxes and forgotten treasures, I found old photographs, faces of relatives long gone, their eyes following me with a haunting intensity. One photograph stood out, a young girl with a solemn expression, her presence lingering. As dusk fell, I saw her, the girl from the photograph. She appeared in the hallway, her form translucent and ethereal. Her eyes held a silent plea, a longing that pierced my soul. I tried to speak, but my voice caught in my throat. She vanished as quickly as she had appeared. I confronted Grandma about the girl in the photograph. Her expression darkened, and she reluctantly shared a family secret. The girl was her sister, Emily, who had disappeared without a trace decades ago. Grandma believed Emily's spirit still lingered in the house, searching for answers. Driven by a need to uncover the truth, I sought the help of a paranormal investigator. Together, we conducted a séance in Grandma's living room, hoping to communicate with Emily's spirit. The air grew heavy with anticipation as we called out to the other side. During the séance, Emily's presence filled the room. Cold drafts brushed against us, shadows swirling in restless agitation. Through the medium, Emily spoke, her voice soft and filled with sorrow. She revealed fragments of her final moments, a sense of betrayal and fear. But Emily was not alone. Another presence lurked in the shadows, malevolent and vengeful. It whispered threats and obscenities, its anger palpable. The medium urged us to end the séance, warning of the entity's intent to harm. That night, the house became a battleground between Emily's spirit and the malevolent entity. Objects flew off shelves, doors slammed shut on their own. Grandma and I huddled together, warding off the entity's attacks with prayers and makeshift protections. Through research, we uncovered a dark history of the house, a curse that had plagued our family for generations. Each firstborn daughter had disappeared under mysterious circumstances, their fates tied to the malevolent entity that sought to claim their souls. Desperate to break the curse, Grandma offered herself as bait to the entity. She lured it into the attic, where I performed a ritual passed down through generations. The house shook with fury as the entity fought against its bindings, its screams echoing through the walls. With a final incantation, the ritual sealed the entity away, banishing it from our world. Silence fell over the house, broken only by Grandma's exhausted breaths. She collapsed into my arms, tears of relief streaming down her cheeks. Emily's spirit appeared before us, her form radiant and at peace. She thanked us for freeing her from the entity's grasp, her smile lighting up the room. Grandma embraced her sister one last time, finding closure after years of uncertainty. With the curse broken, Grandma and I vowed to protect future generations from the house's dark past. We shared our story with relatives, ensuring they understood the dangers that lurked within its walls. The house became a place of cautionary tales and whispered warnings. Years passed, and the memory of that haunting summer faded into family lore. Grandma grew older, her strength waning but her spirit undaunted. Emily's presence lingered in the house, a comforting reminder of the bonds that transcended life and death. On a quiet evening, Grandma passed away peacefully in her sleep. I held her hand, grateful for the time we had shared. As we laid her to rest beside Emily's grave, I felt a sense of closure, a reunion of souls that had found peace at last. With Grandma gone, I became the guardian of her legacy. I maintained the house, preserving its history and protecting it from curious outsiders. Emily's spirit remained a silent presence, guiding me with her gentle presence. Sometimes, on stormy nights, I would hear echoes of laughter and whispered secrets. The house retained its haunting memories, a testament to the trials we had overcome. But amidst the shadows, I found solace in knowing that Grandma and Emily were together, watching over me. As I grew older, I shared Grandma's stories with my grandchildren. They listened with wide-eyed wonder, their imaginations sparked by tales of ghosts and family legacies. Together, we honored the past, knowing that love and courage could triumph over even the darkest of spirits.